His highly anticipated biography of Charleston Mayor Joe Raleigh was released just a day before the Charleston mayoral runoff. In this special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I sit down exclusively with Post and Courier columnist and author Brian Hicks. Well, Brian, it's so good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
It seems like it was just the other day.
That's true. That is true. You know, I want to begin this interview with some living history. The Post and Courier published this particular headline today, is entitled called Tecklenburg Cruises to Runoff Victory. And I'm wondering, since you work here at the Post and Courier, when you first saw this, what was going to your mind?
When I saw the headline or when I saw the results last night, or election night.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised that it was such a wide margin, frankly. It shows you how quickly fortunes can change in politics.
Right. Because, 2 weeks ago, a lot of people in Charleston, many political insiders, thought that Stavernakis had this. So I'm wondering, what changed in your mind?
Well, I think that when Jenny Deering hit him on his Rhodes vote, I think he felt that it was a mischaracterization of his position, and he fought back. And him fighting back, he got the reputation as the negative campaigner.
Right.
And I think that just threw him off his game the whole way, and he came off as combative, and I don't know that that's fair, because I could see where he was coming from on that vote. I mean, Jenny said, it would cost hundreds of millions of dollars for Charleston. Well, not really, the way it works in Columbia, not since we don't have Glen McCollum and Bobby Harrell anymore. That meant hundreds of millions of dollars to, podunk counties out in the middle of the state. And I don't begrudge them the money, but we have some needs here. I can remember when the vote was taken and talking to Leon about it, and he said we're going to get hosed here, and I think he meant it at the time. So I think to be attacked like that, I don't know if she attacked, but I thought that those ads, they put him off his game. They made him defensive, and he came off as the negative candidate.
And then let's fast forward to the runoff. He did the same exact thing to John Tecklenburg, and he basically said that John doesn't want to debate. John is with the Coastal Conservation League, and I'm wondering, why did you think he did that?
I don't have any inside knowledge, but I would assume that the polls showed that Tecklenburg was leading, and he had to do something to move the numbers somewhat. And then Jenny Deering endorsed Tecklenburg, and so he had everything going against him and nothing going for him. And Tecklenburg played it cool. He just kept right on smiling and being positive.
Right.
And Leon's hitting him on the debate stuff is he should know. He knows. I mean, it was good politics, but when you're the front runner, you don't give the underdog a forum.
Right.
And so, of course, the front runner's not going to be anxious to debate.
Right.
And everybody's kind of playing the roles.
Yeah.
And it worked out bad for Leon, because I know he was considered the front runner for a long time, and I like Leon, and I wish him the best. And I was I was saddened to see he didn't do well. I think Tecklenburg ran a good campaign, and I think he seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And I think he's got some, I think he's going to work well with City Council. I think he's going to work out fine.
Speaking of which, he said this during his victory speech last night. I so look forward to serving the city. I plan to roll up my sleeves and go to work for all of Charleston. And I'm curious, what does all of Charleston mean to you?
I hope what he meant was West Ashley and not just the peninsula.
Right.
I hope he's not, I don't think, and I never thought for a moment that he was implying that the city has been unresponsive to the needs of the African American community. I don't think he meant any kind of insult or slight to the city's job. I think he meant West Ashley, because I think that's the real divide in this town.
Right.
People in West Ashley. And I went by the Tecklenburg victory party last night, and I ran into some city councilmen from West Ashley who said, it's time we start doing some stuff for West Ashley. And I don't think they mean that as any slight to Mayor Riley.
Right.
I think that they just think, oh, we got a West Ashley guy in the office now,
Right.
so.
He actually knows the issues. He lives there. He knows how to deal with this issue.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe they say it's every 4 years. I
Yeah.
forget.
And then too, some people might say, "Hey, downtown is doing well with condos, hotels. Upper King Street's doing well. Now it's time to focus on West Ashley."
Yeah, one of the councilmen from across the river said to me, they were changing the sidewalks on Cannon Spring,
Right.
and they were replacing big granite slabs with new granite slabs, and he said we can't even get concrete in West Ashley.
Yikes.
So it's a very real concern,
Yes.
and I don't know. It's another one of those things, and both men recognize it. If you saw
Right.
the Sunday before the runoff,
Right.
Robert Barra, I think it was a Sunday. Robert Barra, our political
Right.
reporter, one of them, he had by the issues
Oh yeah.
on Tecklenburg and Stavernakis, and out of the 10 things listed, they agreed on 9 of them.
Right.
There was no difference. It was just a personality thing. And anyway, I'm getting back to your old
Oh, no
question,
worries.
but anyway, that I think it came down to a personality thing and who was perceived as negative, who was perceived as positive, but because they were virtually identical
Right.
on the issues, but they were both very strong on West Ashley.
Yeah, because he represents Leon represents West Ashley. Of course, John lives there.
Yes. Well, and yeah, they both live in West Ashley, and they both can count. They know where most of the city residents live.
Yes, that's true. That is true.